What's going on, guys? Austin FFA here, or Luna. So today is a video that I think a lot of you are going to enjoy, and some of you might not even know what I'm talking about here. So this is my first time tripping on DMT. I know a lot of you guys don't know what this is. Some of you might know what it is, and you're like, holy shit. It's a very, very strong hallucinogen, and let me give you a little background knowledge. DMT, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know too much about it, but I'm pretty sure it's one of the chemicals in your brain that is involved with you dreaming. So that pretty much tells you right there, you're gonna trip balls if you do this stuff. That's just what I heard from a friend. He might be wrong, but basically, you vaporize the stuff. You can't smoke it, otherwise you'll burn it and it'd be a waste. And yeah, so let me explain to you how the hell I got this stuff on my hands and how I got in touch with it. So, I was with my friend. Funny because it was the same kid from the last two tripping stories, and he introduced me to this other friend group that he had, and they were really cool kids, and they used to just smoke and do whatever. And I figured, I was like, these kids are pretty cool. I'm gonna get their numbers. So I got all their phone numbers, and like a few weeks down the road, one of them hit me up, and they were like, "Yo, are you into psychedelics at all?" And I told him, I was like, sure, why not? I didn't really know this kid, so I just said, yeah. And he was just like, which is kind of a bad idea. Disclaimer, before I say this, disclaimer, DMT can go very wrong, very quick. Don't trip on this stuff. Just because you watched a video of mine, make sure, you gotta be experienced, and I can't say that it's the best thing ever, because it's not, and I don't want anyone, especially my viewers or subscribers, doing this. So, just want to get that out of the way. So, yeah, I told this kid I was into psychedelics, even though I'm really not even that into them. I just prefer to smoke weed. And he asked me to come over. And he was like, yo, come over. I got something that you're going to enjoy. And I was like, okay. So he hit me up. He picked me up. Sorry. Duh. And we go over to his apartment. This kid's like 19, keep in mind. And he has like friends there who are like 17, 18. And I'm just like, it's 15, which is kind of funny to me. That's kind of the cool thing, though. I mean, I guess you could say I'm mature enough to hang out with some people. And he had a vaporizer, and the vaporizer looked so complex, it wasn't even funny. I didn't even know what this thing does, because I'm not used to vaporizing weed. I used to just smoke it. And when I hear vape, usually I think about e-cigs, so I didn't really know what a real vaporizer looked like at the time. And he had this DMT. Now, he told me, he's like, this is DMT, and I was like, yeah, I've heard about it. And he's like, this shit will make you go bananas. And I was like, well, what should I expect? He's like, you really can't really, you don't remember what you feel, but I can tell you, you're gonna go ape shit. And I was like, are you sure? Like, how intense is this stuff? Because I don't want to take too much. And, according to the internet, after the trip happened, a DMT trip, if you're like a beginner like me, you should only do like 10 milligrams of this shit. This idiot, no offense, didn't even know what he was doing, and he didn't measure it at all. He just threw it in there, and he could have put, I think he put a lot more than 10. I think it was like 30 to 50 or some shit like that. And he heated it up, and I was like, dude, is this really gonna be hard for me? Like, do you think I'm gonna be okay? And he's just like, nah, man, you're fine. It's not like anything you've ever done before. Just try it. So I smoked this stuff. I vaporized it. Now let me tell you, the taste of this fucking DMT was the weirdest thing I've ever tasted. It looked like a yellowish color. I can't really describe to you what the taste was like, but it was really kind of not that good. But I took the first hit to get a taste. I took the second hit, which was a lot bigger than the last hit. The third hit, I breathed out, and then like just huge breath. And then the third hit, I took is it the third hit? I took 4 hits. So all 4 hits after the first, all 3 hits after the first hit were just huge breaths. And I was like, by the time I took the 4th hit, I was just gone. I remember straight up feeling like I walked into another dimension. I feel like I put on a virtual reality headset. That's how crazy this was. I remember the wall. I was staring at the wall, and I looked up, and just everything changed. That's when I crossed, as they would say. Or I think it's called a breakthrough or something. I looked up at the wall, Shit was spinning, colors and sounds. I was in another dimension. I didn't even know what was going on. I felt like I was like, wait, like, am I breathing? Like, I didn't even know. I can't even describe it that well because I was so out of it when I did this. But I remember looking at the wall, and then everything, just straight up, everything turned to colors. Swerving kaleidoscope thing. Like, you ever hear of, like, kaleidoscopes and you trip? That's what it's like. Everything's moving, turning into shapes. Colors of everything is mixed together. And all of a sudden, from what I remember, this is really all I can remember, a huge bright light came down and was just coming down real slowly into the middle of all this kaleidoscope bullshit. And it just came closer and closer to me. And I swear to God, it was a person. I felt like I saw God. I swear to God, I know this sounds cheesy, but I swear to God, it looked like I saw God. And then the minute I saw the light and I tried to focus on it, it disappeared, leaving me into this kaleidoscope shit. And this is how I could tell that this kid did not give me 10 milligrams. It was into like another dimension shit, so I was feeling it was like 40 or 50. I was still somewhat intact with myself. Not at all. It was like 95% trip, 5% normal self. So it wasn't something to fuck with. Now, from what I remember, my friend said at one point when I had a spotter there. He kind of told me like at one point I got kind of freaky, like I was shortness of breath and I was kind of like plugging my ears, like I was kind of having a bad time. But I don't remember it at all. The only thing I can remember was that huge like sun coming at me. And after that happened, if I can recall, I remember just like doing a full 360 in the chair that I was in. And that's what my friend told me. I did like a full 360 spinning around in my chair. But what I did in the trip was I was just moving in circles. Like I was moving without touching anything. No, like someone was moving me. And it was so weird because I don't know if this is normal or not. But when I turned around, everything was just the same way. Like a kaleidoscope. Almost like everything had like a weird reddish tint behind me. But everything in front of me had a different color tint. It was so weird. Now when I turned around, my chair was like a completely different pattern, but it was noticeable from the wall. Like I don't know what happened. I can't even explain it honestly. To you guys, I sound like a retard, but from that point on, I just remember coming down, and coming down is the weirdest thing ever. Like this is how I'm gonna explain coming down. It feels like the trip is slipping through your fingers, straight up. I know that's weird. That's what it felt like to me. Like it was falling. It was going quicker than it came. Like it comes really fast to you, and it leaves really fast. And it felt like the trip fell through my body and left into the floor. It was the craziest feeling I've ever experienced. Now, I'm not going to say it was a bad trip. I'm not going to say it was a good trip because I really don't know what it was. I can't remember half of the fucking thing. It was just insane, and I really, I wish you guys could have saw it. My one friend did have his phone out, kind of laughing at me, filming me on Instagram, but I'm not going to show you that. That's kind of personal, but it's kind of the same thing with the Salvia trip. But anyway, if you guys enjoyed the story, drop a like. Don't do DMT because of me. That's seriously the worst thing I've ever heard. I don't want to hear that. If any of you have tried it and you don't do it anymore, leave your experience in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this. I really do. I really thought you guys would love this. So anyway, this has been All Stuff FA or Luna. I'll see you guys later. Peace.